Welcome you all to this presentation. I am Dr.K.Anitha, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Sithalakshmi Ramaswamy College, Trichy. I am going to share my views on the topic, revisiting Shelley's Ode to the West Wind as a clarion call to the social enigma. Literature reflects human life. The readers can immerse into that to get better exposure to life. Shelley's works remind powerful replica of life and teach values of life and add notes to collective responsibility of people of any time. He influences the other young writers with his supreme thought process and powerful verses. This presentation aims at applying the ideas of Shelley and his experience with modern life and attitude. In his Ode to the West Wind, he connects the real with the unreal with fantastic note and tone. He laments for the mankind and for the spark for the new births and life. Revolutionary thoughts will lead mankind to the changes with the different measures and will enhance the collective identity among the human community. It carries the idea of changes without any national boundaries. The change and transformation are the common phenomenon down the ages. Why? The powerful word has its supernatural power. Because when it is used, there are always changes and transformation in the globe. Necessities and rights make people to move ahead and along with the social orders. The writers take noticeable role in transmitting the new ideologies to the people. They glorify reason, science, nature, culture, emotions, etc. and create a collective effort in recording the incidents. They carry the message to the large literate and illiterate audience. It is inevitable that many writers have become the symbol of struggles with revolutionary thoughts. The symbol negotiates in the thought process of the readers. One such writer is Percy Shelley, a major English romantic poet in the 17th century. He is known for his best poems like Ozymandias, To a Skylark, The Cloud, Queen Mab, The Revolt of Islam, Prometheus Bound. He was born and raised in the village Broadbridge Heath, outside of West Sussex. He is the finest lyric and philosophical poet in English. He became the key member of a close circle of visionary poets and writers that includes Byron and Keats. But he did not see fame during his lifetime, but recognition of his achievements in poetry grew following his death. Shelley has influenced other writers with his uncompromising idealism. His strong voice elaborates the situations to the muted community. Shelley details and explores his vision on life to the readers and connects the real with the fantastic note in his poetry. Every poem of Shelley passes an information and casts message with effective lyrics. The poem Ode to the West Wind is followed shortly after some of Shelley's own most terrible personal losses, and the first canto makes grief, spawned allusions to the death of the poet's son William and of others close to him. In this poem, Ode to the West Wind, he predicts and summons the west wind, the fact of destructive and powerful persona, and fastens with the episodes of life. This presentation, revisiting Shelley's Ode to the West Wind as a clarion call to the social enigma, focuses to expand how Shelley's Ode to the West Wind becomes the touchstone in the modern era. In this poem, he invokes the west wind, which scatters the dead leaves and spreads the seeds of life and flourish. Thus, the west wind becomes both destroyer and preserver. He explains how it stirs up, storms and moves the trees of heaven and earth. His imaginations go, if he were a dead leaf, he could fly along the west wind and cloud and to wander over heaven. He pleads the wind to carry him as a wave, leaf and cloud. He wants to break himself from the shackles in which he is chained in the world. And at the fourth canto, there is a twist, and that the wind becomes the metaphor to drive away all the dead thoughts like withered leaves. He wishes for the swift new birth, and the wind has the capacity to bring back all the lost wisdom and wealth in the near spring. Spring season becomes a metaphor of human consciousness, imagination, and freedom. The nature becomes the source of truth. Shelley finds truth and power in nature. Ode to the West Wind always gives hopes and positive thoughts to the readers. It could elevate the readers from the social order mentally. Literature in general teaches life skills and makes readers emotionally balanced. At this COVID scenario, humans need the understanding and existing social order. Man needs to build his capacity according to the necessity. As the poet visualizes the west wind as destroyer, here the virus becomes the destroyer. Though we cannot call this virus a preserver, we can make it a dark preserver, which destroys humans but preserves humanity. Yellow and black and pale and hectic red, pestilence-stricken multitudes, O thou! The virus drives away the human race, not giving any importance to any color, race. The leaves become metaphor or corpses and the crowds of sick people, chariot for ambulances and clarion for death bell. The world which we imagine is filled with meadows and hills, with a sweet smell and beautiful color, now has become unruly and uncontrollable. Wild spirit which art moving everywhere, destroyer and preserver, here, oh here. People are locked down in their homes and in different places as the west wind locked down the leaves on the mother earth. The situation has changed the lifestyle upside down, and what a visionary is Shelley. Like the bright hair uplifted from the head, let us visualize the figure and size of the virus. The poet stresses that the sad song happens at the end of the year, where this dirge begins in the month of December and makes men fast in making tomes and domes. Shelley imagines and wishes to escape from this world and pleads the wind to lift him. Now every one of us shows interest in distancing ourselves from others in the name of social distancing. I fall upon the thorns of life, I bleed. A heavy weight of ours has chained and bowed. The poet laments for the mankind and for the spark for the new births and life. And again, the wind can be metaphor, unextinguished hearth, the fire that someone forgot to put out. Shelley leaves a hopeful prophetic note which is applicable for all beings in all the situations and in the falls and lows, that the trumpet of a prophecy. Oh wind, if winter comes, can spring be far behind? With this vision, mankind will flourish forever in the name of love and humanity, where science and reasons will have vital roles. Let us all learn lessons from literature. Thank you.